Shalom, shalom, shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasharala and to the righteous Gentiles that are following after righteousness. That's why I put righteous on the beginning, because I'm referring to the ones that they are aware of the truth. They are aware of who King Yehoshua is, and they are aware of why the Torah is so important and following the commandments is so important. And they know about who the people are of the book, and they know that we have to follow after the narrow path, which is the path of righteousness, so that we don't miss Abaya, Yahweh Most High. So in today's video, you guys, I'm going to be discussing something with the ladies. This channel is called Mocha Modesty because I want to talk to really my sisters. Not to say that Gentiles or others cannot participate in this truth lesson, but I really want to focus this particular lesson on the daughters of Zion and how this is affecting this, what I'm about to mention, is affecting us in our community. And the tricks of the enemy and how this is causing a lot in our community. Okay, what I'm about to talk about is vanity, in particular the pride of wearing hair weave and extensions. Now, you guys know I share with y'all my testimony of how I feel like vanity was becoming an addiction for me. Okay, and I had to be delivered from that. The Most High God freed me and delivered me from the hair extensions and the makeup. At the end of my deliverance journey, I still kind of feel like I was dealing with trying to let go of the synthetic or trying to let go of the braids, because I'm like, okay, it happened in steps for me. The makeup was so easy because I was just tired of getting up early to do that. But for some women it's hard, right? The what it was for me, which was the hardest, was the hair extension. So first it started with me removing the human hair wigs, because I used to women used a lot of women, and this is going to be true, so it's going to cut. Okay, I'm not doing this to really offend, but I'm doing this out of love because it needs to be said. A lot of people, I feel like, it's going to be set free from what I'm about to say. I was getting up early, I would use the excuse of, I'm protecting my hair and all this BS that people say, right? It's too much to do my natural hair, but you're spending money on products and stuff to do artificial hair. It's crazy to me, the amount of time. So instead of you just doing your own hair, you got to spend time braiding your hair down, doing the weave, making sure the lace is laid properly, making sure the hairline is plugged, bleached, tweezed, all that stuff that goes into wearing wigs and stuff like that. It's a whole process. So dedicating time out of your life to do that, and it's just like, instead of accepting what Abaya Most High Yah has already given to you, which is how he imagined and created and wanted your hair to look like. We were made, Israelite women, we were made in the image of the Most High Yah. Hair like wool. We were made in his image. So the job of Hasatan is to he wants to pervert the image of the Most High Yah. So a lot of women, they always ask, how is it a sin? How is it a sin? Blatantly, it's idolatry. It's whoredom, because, and I'm going to get into all of that. Like what I just said. But I just want to tell y'all how serious it is. The Most High God says that you should not have any other gods before him. He is a jealous Elohim. So you guys know, when you set up things as idols, or you do anything that is a dedication to other gods, or I would say demonic entities, really, the Most High Yah will shut those down. Especially if you belong to him, you were bought with a price, right? Because Israel is the bride of the Most High Yah. Like, we are his bride, we are his people. You cannot, this is specifically, that's what I'm saying, like, Gentile people watching this, if y'all want to spread this message also to the daughters of Zion, or people that you know are chosen people, if you feel in your spirit that these are the chosen people, please help these people, because these people, they get so, like, they want to box when you try to tell them this. And it was one point in time, this is why I feel for my sisters, because I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to come against your ministry or wanting to look good. I'm telling you this because this is a battle for the souls. Okay, I'm trying to bring souls to the kingdom of Elohim. The enemy is after your soul. Nothing is given to you by the enemy unless it got a debate and switch going. Okay, he's not offering you the world because he really want to give you the world. He wants to steal, delete, and destroy. That's what he wants to do. You know why I'm using the word delete, but you get the message. So anytime he's offering you something, it's to steal, delete, and destroy you. So the Most High Yah, he created you in the image that he wanted you in his image, right? So whoever, and I put the verse from Enoch up. It's several verses that contribute in the Torah to this. Idolatry is the main reason why you should not. And let's get into how it's idolatry. Where they are getting this hair. Well, let's start with this. Your body you was bought with a price. King Yehoshua was the ultimate sacrifice to redeem you. And your body is supposed to be presented as a living sacrifice, and it's supposed to be the temple of the Most High Yah. You're supposed to stay at a pure state. This is not to say that the Most High does not know that you're not going to sin and all the rest of this stuff. But the main goal is for you to get to the point, because Hamashiach is the blueprint. Okay, a lot of people, that's why I say I don't get into Christianity and churchianity and that sort of stuff, because we talking about relationship over religion. This is your culture that has been taken from you. So I'm I'm helping to restore the culture. Your body is supposed to be a living sacrifice and a temple to the Most High Yah. Love is sacrifice. The Most High Yah literally tells you this in the word. He says, if you love me, if you love me, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Our ancestors, if you are a so-called Negro, they made a covenant agreement with the Most High, which they said, all right, he said, if you keep my commandments, these are the blessings. If you don't follow them, here are the curses. Let's get to it. Let's get to the deep part of it, because I got to get into how the hair weave is a sin and how it goes into idolatry. I told y'all before that, and I gave y'all several examples, that they are getting this hair from, I would say, strangers, or different Gentile nations, strangers, that they worship pagan deities. Okay, like I'm talking about Santeria, all of that stuff, and they are shaving off, because it's a difference. They're not cutting off. They're shaving off their DNA, which is their crown, their glory, their hair, and they are dedicating it. They've taken it to the temples over there, and they're dedicating it to the pagan deities that they worship in their religion. So that means that I've seen examples of women who are husbandless. They go into these demonic forces, they're in their deities, to pray so that they get a husband. they're going because they're poor, they're facing eviction, all kind of stuff, and they're going to the temple, shaving off their hair, giving a sacrifice. So they're putting this on an altar. Okay, we're talking about an evil altar here. We do not war against flesh and blood, but we war against demons and principalities. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, so they're taking their burdens that they're holding in their crown, in their DNA, which is live, by the way. It's alive. Your hair is alive. It's not dead. They're taking that over there to their deities, and they're putting it on an altar for dedication. And then they're selling their burdens and their curses, right? So you don't know what's going on in these people family line, but generational curses and stuff is real. Also, doing my research, I seen a video of a doctor where he was explaining how you don't know what these people have on their scalp, if they hair is holding diseases, all kind of stuff, and these women are putting this on their scalp. It's that real. Like, you know, if you're shaving, it's all kind of stuff that happens where it's blood and all kind of stuff. You know, dealing with blood, you dealing with covenants and stuff like that too, but that's a whole nother video. So the reason why it's idolatry is because it starts to get into whoredom. They already have dedicated that stuff to other gods. And then you now belonging, because if you're an Israelite, it doesn't matter if you're making the choice. You were already bought with a price. King Yehoshua said he came but for the lost sheep, which is Israel. So he came specifically for you. You were bought with a price. Your ancestors made a whole agreement. Even if it was unbeknownst to you, the agreement is still standing. So your Elohim is Abaya, Yahweh, Yahuwah. That's who he is. He's not going for you defiling what belongs to him, his temple, with putting that foolishness on top of your head. So now these women, they're putting that foolishness on top of their head. And now you see when they start putting that weave on top of their head, that the cursed weave on top of their head, they start acting real bugged out. You see, they start acting seductive. Look at the stories on IG, how they just be all in the camera, all swaying and seductive, drunk, off the wine of wickedness. Okay, you start seeing them. They start acting real sensual. I mean, women cannot even today be actual women today because they sold into the witchcraft of seduction and the rest of this stuff, because these deities transform these women with pride and the rest of this stuff. Like even the makeup, like I told y'all before, the makeup is named stuff like narcissist, two-faced, and all kind of crazy stuff that relates to pride. What are one of the entities that's related to pride? Leviathan. So these women, they don't know that they're putting your head as your crown. The women, they now have opened up a gateway to curses to come upon them, because also, and it's in the spiritual realm legally allowed. It's legally allowed because you have opened the gateway from the evil dedication, putting an evil hair attachment on your head. So you opened up a gateway. Therefore, people be like, oh, but you know, I'm blessed up and you know, all this religious stuff. Oh, God got me and all this stuff like that, they say. And the Most High has moved himself to the side because now those entities have permission because you opened up the doorway, putting an evil attachment on your head. And a lot of women, they don't believe this. Well, let's listen. You know a man by the fruit that he bears, right? That's with everything, right? Look at the women in the melanated community, the so-called Negro community. These women, they crying out, they want husbands. It's a lot of bad bees. I don't see a lot of wives. It's a lot of bad bees, and the consequences of the bad bee, which they're getting, like I said, from a lot of these goddesses and pagan deities, that they try to follow after these celebrities and these celebrity women and entertainers and all this other stuff that they follow. but they're not realizing that they're getting those styles and trends from marine kingdom related activity and pagan deities that they're replicating. So you thinking that you doing a style and can't figure out how you got strange illnesses, how you got going on poverty, why you trying to figure out why your money ain't getting straight, why you can't figure out why you can't keep a man and the rest of this stuff. This is because these women are going with their burdens and their problems, and it's virtue exchange, destiny exchange going on. So you're paying your money for this evil dedication. These women, they running off on a plug with your blessings somewhere else, and you over here thinking that you looking good and feeling good, not understanding that this is basically them, you mortgaging off your destiny. Because a lot of women, they don't understand how deep this is. Listen, I don't really care what you do, because this is tough love. I don't really care what you do. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to, you could continue to do you, putting on all of that stuff. But understand, in everything that you do, this real life talk, baby. And everything that you do is consequences in life. That's why I don't sit there. I don't do the back and forth. People be like, oh, what da. I don't do all that. I don't do all of that. You could continue to do what you do, because I'm gonna tell you a lot of the excuses that I see. Oh, well, we gotta wear clothes. We gotta listen. The Most High know that we have to wear clothes and garments. Clothes and garments is not changing your genetic makeup. It's not DNA communicating with your DNA. Like, it's just clothes. You get what I'm saying? You could sanctify clothes. The Most High talks about wearing garments and certain stuff in the Torah and all of that stuff, right? You could raise up the cotton yourself and make clothes from wool and the rest of all of that stuff, or whatever. Stuff that the Most High Yah considers clean. But this stuff that they are specifically taking to the temple, putting on an evil altar for you to put on your head, that's idolatry, and it's going to get you jammed up. And if you look at a lot of women and their finances, because their money, you could see, is going to that $1 trillion industry. So it's devouring their finances. And they're not even peeping it. Now they got it so much, it's so crazy, where you could put weave on a payment plan. It's crazy. And it's an addiction. And it goes into, a lot of these women, they don't realize how deep it is. But even like I told y'all, I was dealing with trying to phase out the end of the weave in its entirety with the synthetic type of braiding hair and all of the rest of that stuff. Like, I don't even want to do the braids and stuff anymore, because we don't know what that stuff is. And then they saying it's Futura, it's all kind of different fiber type of hair, but we really don't know if it's really fiber for real, because in my research, I've seen that it's human hair acting, but they're saying it's synthetic. But I'm seeing videos where they go around these different countries or places, and they're getting the comb waste from shed hair out of people's combs. So trash, getting the hair out the trash, the sewer. They're getting the hair from people that have gone on, okay? So they trimming the hair while they're in the casket. All kind of crazy stuff. And the implications of you even putting stuff on from a person that has gone on could cause you spiritual problems. And, people, they laugh and they mock this stuff, but they put the truth in plain sight. Like I told y'all, one good reference that I saw where they talked about the folklore of this was the show Bad Hair on Hulu that they had, where they showed how it caused, the girl was her natural self, and in order for her to, I guess, assimilate, she was kind of persuaded to put this hair on, and she changed into a whole nother being. Because you have to realize, in order to exist in this realm, entities need a vessel. So they want to gain access to use your vessel to fulfill all of the desires, desires. So we're going to take away from your kingship, because a sire is a king, it's a royal. But you say D, and it's saying like dethrone is taking away. So they want to fulfill all of their desires through you. And, you know, them and your flesh clicking up, you know, you're thinking that you're having the time of your life, and it's really taking from you. Like, how many women today are sitting around and they don't have a husband? They cannot figure out why they cannot get a marital breakthrough. They are trying to figure out, because this type of stuff, like I told you, anything seduction and witchcraft, it attracts spirit spouses. It attracts all kind of stuff that you do not want. And you reap of the reward of that. Not to mention, if you're defiling the temple of the Most High Yah, you are offending Elohim. You are offending the Most High. So there's curses that come from that also, where he's angered. And then too, you have people like, yo, I didn't know how offensive this was until Abba Yah opened up my eyes. It's like super offensive even to be praying to him, and you have that on your head. It's crazy. It's crazy. And people be like, you know, oh, well, it's just this. Like, you know, even when they talk about indecent dressing or immodest dressing, you know, people be like, oh, it's just clothes. And, you know, y'all take me as I am. It's one thing if you're going through a deliverance process and you realize that this is not the move. Yeah, Abba Yah will help get you out of that. But you're not supposed to take that and take his name in vain. You're not supposed to take the ultimate sacrifice in which he did in vain. You're supposed to repent, and that means to change. It's the same thing. You have to change. Okay? Like, you got literally women of, you know, which I know they're daughters of Zion, but they're proclaiming the word, but it's like, you're looking like the world. We're supposed to be set apart, and you're looking like the world. It's crazy to me. So that's just what I wanted to talk to y'all about. It's really been, you know, pulling on my, you know, my spirit to talk about this, because I don't want women to lose themselves due to vanity and idolatry, because the Most High Yah is not going to tolerate this. He's not, you guys. Because it's deeper than what you think it is. It's deeper than just saying, oh, like it's just a style choice. No, these people are intentionally doing this, and then they're selling it to you, and then you're participating in an evil dedication to this. So you will reap the benefits of that, or I should say the reward or non-reward of that, from participating in that world, if you so choose to. It's going to be a lot of people that see this and they just going to chalk it off because they don't believe in spiritual, because they're foolish to the devices of the enemy. And that's why the enemy continues to run off on the plug on these people. It's just that simple. You get what I'm saying? If you want breakthroughs and you want deliverance, you must get rid of the devices of the enemy. It's that simple. This video, like I said, it's not to condemn sisters. It's not, I want sisters to think like you were told that you were not beautiful as is, so that the enemy was able to run off on the plug, and so that the goal is to keep you in sin so that the curses and stuff remain, and so that you don't receive freedom. And we already know King Yehoshua already, you know, he already paid the ultimate price for that, so that you were redeemed. And you have the choice today to make that choice to participate in your redemption. So I will see y'all soon in the next video. This is just some of my thoughts. See y'all soon.